Hello and welcome back to another video. So I thought I'd continue my garden fact file series. It's been a little while and today I'm going to be talking about trees. More specifically, I'm going to be talking about trees that are protected with TPOs. Now that stands for Tree Preservation Order, and what that does is it basically restricts your right to destroy the tree because it provides some sort of benefit. Now I found this old map from the 1980s and on it there are 12 protected trees in the garden. So I'm going to go around to each one and have a look at them. Now there are a few that have died over the years or that have been cut down. So on the map, T1 is this massive ash tree, and unfortunately this actually died in the last couple of years and we're having to get this one removed. For obvious reasons, it hangs over the road and towards the house. So tree number 2 is this amazing beech tree which overhangs the river, and this has actually provided me with quite a good fishing spot in the past. I've caught quite a few carp from this area. There we see the boat, which is a work in progress. If you haven't seen any of my videos on that, check them out. So tree number 3 is an alder, and it keeps dropping all of its little debris onto the bamboo. Now there's actually a couple of alder trees here, and I'm not too sure which one is listed. Let me peek through here. Yeah, that's got some serious ivy. I'm gonna have to clear that back. But I'm not too sure whether it is this tree or there is actually an old stump in the river there. But it does seem to be growing out of everywhere. It's like one bit falls down and loads more shoot up. Whew. Yeah, I definitely don't have the appropriate footwear on for this. So T4 is that massive spruce tree over there, and this thing is a bit on the wonk, but it's looking healthy. Can't really see the trunk at all, it's covered up by these bushes. And that's right next to T5, which is an oak tree that used to live here. Now this one, when we moved into the house, was already fallen or had already been cut down. You can't actually see the stump very well, but there's a stump in there under all of that ivy. It's a massive stump as well. And similarly with T6, which is a horse chestnut, there used to be a massive horse chestnut tree over here, but that was living up until about 4 or 5 years ago, and then it mysteriously died. And then within a year, a massive house got built in its place, which is kind of a coincidence. Now T7 isn't actually a part of our land anymore. It's past the fence. So that brings us to T8, which is this ash tree. And this is probably the biggest tree in the garden in terms of height. It's massive. Let's see if I can get a better angle of it. And it's that giant ash there. And that's looking really healthy, especially with all the ash dieback going on. So as we walk through the little woodland path that I made, we approach T9, which is this horse chestnut. Again, looking very healthy. This produces some giant conkers in the autumn. Now when I looked at the map at first, I thought that T10 must be this horse chestnut over here. But this isn't actually a protected tree. There used to be an ash over here which fell back in 1985. But that brings us to T11 and T12, which are both very close to each other. And they are both oaks. So T11 is a giant oak. This thing is huge. And it's another one that's kind of being consumed by ivy at the moment. And after this video, I'm definitely just going to go and sort all of that out. And last but not least, we've got T12, which is another oak. And this thing used to sit slap bang in the middle of the compost heap before I moved it with the digger. And you can see that in my digger video. But yeah, this thing is huge as well. It's more tall than thick. But yeah, that about sums up all of the protected trees in my garden. Now, I was kind of shocked because I thought there'd be a bit more, because there are some massive trees here. And you just kind of assume that they'd be protected in some way, like this line of birches and spruces. But for some reason, they're not protected. Not that we're going to cut them down or anything. But yeah, I am going to aim to do this series a bit more often. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.